Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play, or rather a brand old Let's Play. It's time to remake this and explain everything a little better because I did very horribly at this the last time around, kind of. And, well, it's time to go ahead and try again. Introducing Devil's Causeway for the BBC Micro. Or rather, reintroducing it because, again, we've played this before. I believe this game is from 1984, though I could be wrong. Anyway, to escape from the Devil's grasp, you must cross the causeway and reach the exit. Use the cursor control keys to move along the causeway. You may go by any route, but don't step off the causeway. Seriously, don't. If you walk into the black abyss, you will lose all your lives and die. So don't do it. The journey will not be easy. The devil has many of his helpers out on the causeway to test and hamper you on your way. Can you get past them all? Or are you doomed to spend the rest of your days in the underworld? Please ensure the caps lock button is on, though. Strangely, I don't have it on, and it doesn't really matter. At least with BBAM anyway. Just go ahead and press the spacebar to continue. And please select the difficulty level for your game. Press a number between 1 and 6. 6 is dead easy, 1 is pretty tricky. If you select 5 or 6, you get 3 lives. If you select 3 or 4, you get 2 lives. And if you select 1 or 2, you only get 1. And it can be rather nasty. The highest difficulty I've beaten, I think, is 3. But I can never really get that to happen all the time. And for the purpose of this Let's Play, because this game is pretty unfair enough as it is, it's going to be 6 for this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and press 6. On level 6, you get 3 lives. This is the maze. It never changes. And here we are with Bernard's beastly barbs. Use the left and right cursor control keys to try and avoid Bernard's beastly barbs. Yeah, you don't want to run into these yellow up arrows, otherwise you're going to die. And we don't want that now, do we? Thankfully, I knew what I was doing and managed to survive. If you hit the barbs, you lose a life. And now it's time for Basil the Bomber. Basil invites you to open one of his boxes. Inside one of them is a bomb. Choose carefully. Press 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to pick 2. Awesome. We did it. And now it's time for Donald the Demon Dice Thrower. Donald challenges you to a game of dice. Donald throws 4 plus 6 equals 10. Would you like to try to throw a higher or lower number? Press H or L. I'm going to go lower. See what happens. We threw a 9. We won. And now it's back to the maze. And the next one is Colin Crusher. One letter of the alphabet will stop Colin from crushing you with his crane. Can you find that letter before you get crushed? And basically what I did there was I basically typed from A to Z, because more than likely I'm going to get the letter that I want that way. Get a nice drink of tea there. Speaking of letters. More than likely, as long as you do that, you'll more than likely pass through the Colin the Crusher game. What else is there? Well, there's Roger the Relocator. You have a 50-50 chance of being Oh, if you get that sentence saying, where is he going to put you this time? That means you got teleported. He teleported you. If you get the message saying you escaped, you don't get teleported. Simple as that. And it's time for another Colin Crusher. I may have said something in the previous try of this where I said that things are predetermined to an extent. I think as long as you keep pressing run disk to reset, instead of using the actual reset option in BBAM, that might actually happen. You always get the same sequence every time. But when I reset and try it again, I'm getting a different sequence, so yeah. I might as well just go ahead and throw that in right now. But anyway, we have Peter Password. Peter Password will shortly flash a password onto the screen. You must remember the word and tell him what it is when he asks you. Pay attention. Cattle. The word is cattle. Type it in, press return, and if you got it correct, you got it correct. If you don't, you lose a life. And it's time for Bernard's Beastly Barbs once again. Let's see if we can do it this time. I'm gonna go to the right side here. That that cost me. I probably had the feeling that I wasn't going to avoid that. And now it's time for Lenny Lightning. Let's wait and hope. If the lightning strikes you, it strikes you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Also, because I'm redoing this in OBS, I should have mentioned that, by the way, hence why I'm redoing it. You can see the grass now in this stage as well as Colin Crusher. So that's cool. And it's time for Peter Password again. Let's see what he gives us. Rope. I'm eating words I've never seen before. I've never seen rope, but I've never seen cattle. It's kind of weird. You again. Yeah, sometimes you might get horrible luck and get something as soon as you move one space after the last one. Thankfully, I got the same word. And here's Roger the Relocator. He's going to give us a hard time. He teleported us again. And now it's time for Donald, the Demon Dice Thrower. And now it's time. I think I'll throw higher, though that may cost me. It did. So we've now lost 2 lives. If we lose again, we're done. And he threw a 5? Are you kidding me? And that's what happens when you lose. You managed 44 steps this time, and this is the best one so far. Let's go ahead and play again. I'm gonna win this before this video is over. Here's a new one we haven't seen before. Sid's Shape. Sid will shortly flash a shape onto the screen. Watch very carefully. Sid wants you to remember it. And you do want to watch very carefully. And I believe it's 4. Yeah, that one kind of caught me off guard because of the blue. And it's time for Donald the Demon Dice Thrower again. Let's go ahead and throw higher, see what happens. We won it this time. Cool. Okay. Now it's time for Roger the Relocator. He may teleport us. And because we're so close to the entrance to the maze... Really, game? Well, since we're so close to the entrance of the maze, maybe we'll actually get ahead. Really, game? Well, it looks like I have to try my luck with Donald again. And this time I threw lower and did it. Lure. That didn't sound right. And now it's time for Basil the Bomber. Once again, we did not get the bomb when I chose 1. And here's Simon Summer. We haven't seen this guy. Simon Summer is going to test how quickly you can add up. When his sum appears on the screen, you must type in the answer and press return. So you've got to add 7 numbers as quickly as you can with mental math. This is probably one of the harder ones. 12, 15, 19, 21, 27, 32. Him again? Okay. 21, 23, or 30, 35, 39. I saw 4 7s there really quickly, almost like next to each other. All of them are almost next to each other. I'm still waiting for a certain game. You aren't it. So I am glad I have not gotten any lives Well, you got hit. If you turn around, you know you got hit. And you again. 16, 23, 41, 46. Almost said 42 and then 47 and then messed it up. Glad I didn't do that. Donald the Demon Dice Thrower. What is he going to do this time? Let's go ahead and throw lower. More than likely we were going to get a lower number there anyway. Sid Shape. He's back. Let's press spacebar. And it's 2. I was able to remember that one a little better. On the higher difficulties, these things do get faster. So, you have to be very eagle-eyed. Well, at least it's not Lenny Lightning. But we have beaten the Devil's Causeway, and you get no ending for it. You just get booted back to the title screen. That's it. There is one more game that I didn't get to show off. Just like last time, and it's the same one too. Bob's Blob. And basically, you're on a white screen. You have 60 seconds to move a red cursor with the control keys, the arrow keys, and you have to put the red target on a yellow blob and press space to fire a laser at it. And if you get it right, if you manage to hit the blob, you pass the game. Otherwise, you lose a life. But that is it for Devil's Causeway. How do I feel about this game? Well, I played it on level 6. You can tell it's pretty irritating even on the easiest difficulty setting. Just because of all the randomness, all the RNG involved. It would be absolutely maddening to play and beat it on difficulty settings 1 or 2. Bad enough trying to do it on 3 or 4. Or 5 or 6. Just because even though you have more than one life, you still have a chance of losing everything and having to start the game all over again. Some games like Colin Crusher and Bob's Blob are pretty easy to do. Simon Summer and Sid Shape, your mileage may vary on that. Same with Donald the Demon Dice Thrower. And Bernard's Beastly Barbs. And Basil the Bomber. Lenny Lightning and Roger the Relocator are probably the two most frustrating people to deal with, because those two rely entirely on chance. One of them you have to hope you don't get hit by lightning, and the other one you have a 50-50 chance of having your position in the maze change. But they had to pad the game out somehow, because this was BBC Micro Games, and basically micro games in general were affordable. And they had to pad the game out somehow. But I feel that then and even now, relying on a lot of RNG isn't quite the way to go. It's an alright game. I don't hate it. But your mileage may vary on this one just because of all the RNG. Just the variable amounts of RNG that are involved in this game. And there are other games like it. I think there's one called Nightmare Park or something like that that was also on the BBC Micro. And I may or may not play that. I don't know. I guess it just depends on whatever BBC Micro games suit my fancy at the moment. But, oh yeah, I forgot to mention everything about what I usually review in a game. Graphics are alright. You can tell what everything is. Everything is simple colors, but then again, this is the BBC Micro we're talking about. It's a very simple 8-bit microcomputer. Sound is just beeps and bloops. Again, alright considering the console/micro we're playing with. Control is simple. Everything is responsive. Everything does what it should. And you may have fun with this for a couple minutes, but then you might put it away and play something else like Elite or something. I'm not quite sure. Again, your mileage may vary on the replay value. You may enjoy this and may want to play this on the higher difficulty settings. And is this worth it for the BBC Micro Library? I guess. Again, your mileage may vary on this, though. So, not a bad game. Can be frustrating. That's pretty much all that there is to say about Devil's Causeway. Hopefully I'll be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. Who knows? Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later. Special thanks to High Retro Game Lord 89 for bringing this game to my attention, and for their technical wizardry with OBS for making this remake possible.